My freshman year, I was at lunch, and Becca, Evie, and Pam Peel, Pam was a leader at the time, and they were like, "Hey, come to Young Life," and I didn't really know what it was, but I came, and it was so much fun, and it was crazy, and I can be crazy, and I could just be myself there, and so I just kept coming back.
The summer before last, you went to Windy Gap. You told me about 3 things that were significant that happened to you there. Could you tell these folks?
At that time, I accepted Christ the year before, but I wasn't really walking with him. I didn't really know what it meant. At Windy Gap, I really learned that the Lord was really pursuing me that whole week. At the time, I had had a boyfriend for about a year, and it was a bad relationship. It was unhealthy on a lot of levels. It screwed up relationships with my parents and my friends, and I just became this person that I hated seeing my friends become. So during that week, the first thing that happened was the speaker did this thing called Post Secret, and he had all the campers write down secrets on their note cards. And then we passed them in, and I wrote down, I think my relationship with my boyfriend is getting in the way of my relationship with Christ, and that was the first time that I admitted it to myself or to anyone. And so the next club, they put a whole bunch of secrets up on the screen, and there was some really crazy, scary stuff up there, and then mine was up there, and I realized what a scary thing it was and how important it was for me to change it, and that I could change it. And I talked to my leader about it and prayed about it throughout that week for God to just keep talking to me and just keep telling me, because I didn't want to do anything about it, but I knew I had to. And the musician that was there that week, he told his testimony to us throughout the week, and it was my story. And he had this girlfriend, and she was awful, and it was me, and I just really connected with him, and I saw that there was something I could do about it, and saw how God worked in his life through that experience and through all of that. And then the third thing was, after praying about it and talking to my leader all week, they do this thing where they just put you outside for 15 minutes, and you go outside and you just look at the stars, and you can pray, you can just think, you can go to sleep, whatever. And I prayed, and I just asked God to show me one more thing, just to get it in my head, because I didn't want to do it. And I opened my eyes and I looked up, and the clouds were forming an arrow, like pointing up, literally. And I know that sounds crazy, and some of y'all might not believe it, but I saw it, and it happened. And so after that, my life has been amazing and so rewarding, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Thanks, Emily. All right, Gabriel, it's your turn. Gabriel is also a senior at Woodrow. Gabriel, tell us a little bit about what your life was like before Young Life.
Before I came to Young Life, I was really just wandering the whole time. I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost the whole time. I didn't have any understanding behind things that happened to me. And it was just really lost moment, point in my life.
Did you ever go to church much?
I grew up as a Catholic, and I went through the steps of First Communion, confirmation, but kind of felt like it was beaten into me more than anything else, and I didn't really get an understanding of it. It wasn't a relationship at all, like it was supposed to be, and so we were never really big church goers.
How'd you meet your Young Life leader?
JDB, my boy right here sitting in the corner. I never went to, I always knew of Jed. I didn't go to club freshman year. I was going to Woodrow Wilson, coming out of a magnet school. I didn't know a lot of people. I always knew about Young Life, but every time I heard thought of going somewhere where everyone was acting crazy and singing songs and playing games is just kind of lame to me. And then, sophomore year, I joined a swim team, and I became really good friends with this guy named Steven Slaughter. And one day he was getting a ride home, and he was like, "Bro, why don't you go to Young Life tonight?" And I was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to do that." And he's like, "Why not?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it. I'm just not trying to do that." And then finally he said, "All right, come to man night tomorrow night." And I was like, "What's that?" And he told me, "Just get together, meet at Jed's house, eat chips and salsa, go play some ultimate frisbee, and do highs and lows for the week." And that's really it. It's just guys, no girls, no singing, no games, in front of groups of people. And so I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try that. And so the next day, it was a Tuesday, I went to Jed's house and met Jed, and just started going back every night since then.
So Jed took you to Windy Gap summer before last. You guys were at Windy Gap together, right? Tell me what happened on the fifth night that changed you.
Fifth night, 6-10-10, was when I started my relationship with the Lord. It's crazy. It's like clockwork in the back of my head. You know, that date's always going to be there. I went to camp, first of all. I went off a scholarship, so money you guys provide, you guys do something. I went off a scholarship because at the time we weren't in a position to pay for it because it's a pricey thing to do. And you know, I went in there thinking I was gonna spend my whole time in the smoke pit, maybe like 70% of the time, because that's all the people who were going there were gonna be doing. And second night, I actually sold all the packs of cigarettes I'd taken to camp, and the rest of the time I was just taking it all in. And fifth night came around, and it was the big question: are you ready to start a relationship with the Lord? And I said, thought about it the whole night. I thought about it. And Windy Gap, if you guys ever seen pictures of it, it's a beautiful place, one of the most beautiful places on this planet. And I looked around and I said, how can I not start a relationship at a place that's beautiful? Time's right, the place is right, the people around me are right. It was all perfect. It all fell into place for me that week. And I started my relationship with God during that week, and it did end up being the best week of my life.
So you want to be a young life leader one day? Yeah, I do. JDB's my boy. You know, it's kind of like a rock I'm standing on right now. He's been there for me through a lot of things, and I really hope that if I can be to someone anything like what he's been to me, it'll mean so much to me. Thanks, Gabriel.